Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday. That's what day it is. We have a Mythic banner coming up, just a little under a week. So we're going to take a look and see who's coming back, who might be coming back, and who I think the new Mythic Hero is going to be. But let me be perfectly clear, my little green beans, this is not a prediction. Despite what my header says, despite what the thumbnail says, despite what this title says, it's not a prediction because I have retired. I don't do that anymore. Alright, I went out on top. We'll call it a suggestion. We're still going to label it a prediction because that gets better clicks. Anyway, we are going to be looking at returning heroes first. As you can see, two firsts, all down the line. We got two in red, blue, green, and colorless. We have Roy. We have Leaf. We have Julia. We have Dimitri, Yoon, Thracier, Alm, and of course Air. They are all coming back. They were not put into TBD purgatory as were Sothis and the original 8. Don't really know what's happening with those guys, but different video for a different day once we figure out what that actually is. But these are who we know are coming back, which means we have a very open pool. One of each, right? We know that the Mythic is likely going to be a light Mythic based on the season that they're coming in on. I will confidently tell you it's probably either blue or green. Why is that, you might be wondering? Well, looky here. So the upcoming options that we have, and this runs out the rest of the year, by the by. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. In fact, the next red and colorless options are on the current banner of new heroes. So they're not coming back. But I will confidently tell you that this month is likely to have Catherine on it, as well as Flame. Now, I don't know what they're going to do in the next couple months for colorless, but as far as red is concerned, the next 2 or 3 months, I believe, are actually red locked. So we have 3 returning Mythic and Legendary heroes in red each of those months. So this is probably Catherine's time. Unless, of course, the Mythic is red, and that would be maybe a bummer, maybe not a bummer, I don't know. But either way, Catherine's probably coming back this time. Same with Flame. I can almost assure you, maybe, that the Mythic is not colorless. Maybe it is. I don't know. But if it's not, Flame is also coming back. So I urge you with a bit of caution. If you're interested in Catherine or Flame, there's a good chance that they're back on this banner. Pending, of course, that the Mythic is not red or colorless. But I actually think that it's either blue or green. And the interesting thing about green is there's not a whole lot of options there either, which kind of lends me to think that maybe the Mythic is green this month. But blue is kind of stacked. So maybe they put the Mythic in the blue categories just to entice polling on it even more. I don't know. That's been an ongoing theory that people have, some speculatory observations that they have. I don't know if that actually plays into account. I don't know that they think that much about it. But the fact that we don't have any upcoming red 5-star new heroes and several 5-star locked red Mythic Legendary months coming up, that makes me think that they may be planning this a little bit, at least. If not intentionally, they're getting very lucky in that form of spacing. So basically, who are we looking at? We're looking at blue and green because I think red and colorless, they're a lock for Catherine and Flame. But who would it be? So this is my prediction. We'll go with prediction. This is what I think maybe we're looking at. So red, again, Catherine fills in the slot. Flame fills in for colorless. Blue, I think it's a good chance that we have, you know, Guinevere here, because she is also pretty busted, right? Guinevere is really, really good. And outside of getting a new Mythic Hero in blue, I think there's a good chance that they put Guinevere here to make blue that much stronger. Because honestly, if you look at this layout here, this predictional layout, everything is pretty well balanced. But blue is still potentially the strongest color. And I say that not knowing who I think is going to be the newest Mythic Hero, Ashera. Who is that? Well, that is one of the, well, do I tell you spoilers incoming? I guess this is your fair chance to duck out while you can. So Ashera is basically the end game boss of Radiant Dawn. She is one half whole of Ashera, equal parts Ashera and Yoon, who is also on the banner this month. But the notable thing about her is she is like Order Incarnate. Like, that's what she is. While Yoon is Chaos, she is Order. And so they're kind of opposites in that respect. Yoon is Shadow, right? It makes sense that Ashera would in fact be Light. In fact, I have a little reference sheet here for you. So she is Order Incarnate. That's actually her starting class. It also might make a nifty little epithet if that's what they decide to go with. She has the weapon Judge, which, while it does count, it has like 13 different forms, a little fun fact. But while it does count for both light and shadow magic, or dark magic, more often or not, her attacks count as light damage, based on the form that it takes. I also think it's interesting that her affinity is Heaven, because we just so happen to now have Vaults of Heaven, which is part of Ether Raids, which she would likely play a very important role within, being the part of the new class of Mythics, I assume, that allow you to throw an extra unit on your team. Just a hunch. But I think that would be maybe kind of interesting. For what it's worth, might not be her. Again, Judge is like a tome, I guess. I guess it would probably be interpreted as a tome. Could it be green? Could it be blue? Could it be colorless? I think colorless makes a lot of sense. But again, I don't know if they're going to do that. But I think green is kind of a safe bet, maybe. Especially given that Yoon is also green. But maybe they go for like an opposites thing. I don't know. Personally, I think if you're going to make Ashera a tome unit, mythic, colorless would make the most sense. But that's neither here nor there, because we don't know what color she's going to be. That's all there is to it. This is one of the, it's kind of like a dragon, right? Any kind of dragon unit, mythic, legendary, normal, special, what have you, they can pretty much be any color. That's kind of the niche that they have. And tomes have kind of fallen into this category as well, where you can pretty much just make them whatever kind of tome they want. For what it's worth, tomes are light tomes traditionally, I guess, within heroes are usually blue. So Ashera could also be blue. It's everywhere. So for going back through, basically you could swap her in for pretty much every color but red, I think. I don't think she's going to be a red unit. Hope she's not a red unit. Again, colorless makes the most sense, but I put her in green because I just feel like that would be a nice little nod to her having some kind of connection with Yoon. And I mean, we've had a little bit of background as far as Sephirin and Altina go as well, which I won't ruin why that's important to the Ashera Yoon thing. Just trust me when I tell you it's important. So I mean, you could swap Ashera in for blue and get rid of Guinevere and throw in Shamir instead. For green, you could put her in colorless and then have Shamir in green and Guinevere, or Melody, I guess, also in blue. I don't think Melody would be the great blue option there, but if they want to make it OP, I think they go with Guinevere. Let's be honest. So yeah, I think she kind of swaps in wherever, but I'm putting her in green. I think it would be a nice nod to the Yoon contrast while still having them be similar. That might be nice. Maybe they don't do that. Maybe they make her blue. Who knows? I don't know. This isn't a prediction. This is just me predicting things that aren't predictions. Nailed it. So that's my best guess of what's going to be happening in terms of Mythic Banner this month. If it is Ashera, I will be super thrilled. The goal would be to probably get 2, just for Ether Raids purposes. I am in Vaults of Heaven now, so I don't think I'm going to stay there. I don't think I'll be returning, but every other month maybe. Or no, every other week. Probably every other week. Because getting to 27, 28's relatively easy, especially with all the good players in Vaults of Heaven permanently now. It'll be nice for the rest of us to just kind of scrounge about for a bit and just collect rewards if we need to. But either way, I would try and get 2 of her if that were the case. In the comments, let me know who you think this month's Mythic Hero will be. Right answers only. If you write something wrong, you will miss a point, and then you'll fail the test. The test of comments. This has been my Fae Talk. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, come back for more. We have a little bit more to do on the channel this week, I think. There's a Promote My 4-Star coming up. We will also be live streaming the attempt to get 2 more Fallen Ikes. Also important to Ashera. To try and get the +10, because he just so happens to show up pretty frequently. And I figure, well, why not? We can spark one, and maybe we'll get another one in 135 hours. Who knows? So anyway, we'll probably be streaming that on Friday. So subscribe, don't miss that. Thank you all so much for watching. And until then, I will catch you next time.